Hello world! I have been living in Vancouver and Greater Vancouver for about 7 months now, and this is my video on the top 10 best things about Vancouver and why you should consider visiting or living here. Number one, this is probably the biggest, best, most important reason, is the nature. So Vancouver is a really unique city. It's surrounded by the Rocky Mountains, and there's mountains everywhere, but it's also next to the ocean. So you're in this city surrounded by mountains next to an ocean. It's the most beautiful landscape I've ever seen in my whole life, the most beautiful natural landscape. And with that comes all these sports and activities like surfing, snowboarding, camping, hiking, snowshoeing, paddle boarding, wakeboarding. There's so many activities to do here in any. So that's probably the biggest reason to come here, even if you're not into those activities, just to see how beautiful the nature is. I mean, just Google a picture of Vancouver and you'll see it's breathtaking. Number two, the sushi. I think Vancouver as a city is unique as a Canadian city for their sushi. It's so cheap, it's so delicious, it's so high quality. And I think, besides actually eating Japanese food in Japan, this is the best Japanese food I've ever had. It's in Vancouver. It's so cheap. I went for all you could eat sushi this afternoon, $12.99 for all you can eat sushi. So $13, that's £6. I eat sushi twice a week. It's delicious, it's prevalent, it's just so good. So if you love Japanese food and you love cheap, good, high quality Japanese food, and you want it maybe in an English speaking country, Vancouver is your place. And I just think it's because we just have such a high proportionate of Japanese people that live here. That must be why it's so good and delicious and everywhere. Number three, this was really surprising to me when I came back, and that's how friendly people are. So you'll be walking out in the street and people say, hello, how is your day? How are you? So how are you is kind of the standard greeting, I don't know, in England is, are you all right? Go into stores and people actually talk to you. It can be a little bit overwhelming at times, but it's actually really nice that people have this banter and kind of talk. So if you like friendly people and you want to actually get to know people, Vancouver is the place for you. Number four, and this has to do with my number one, but number four is space. Canada is just so big, and Vancouver is just, there's so much space, not only in the natural world, in nature. For instance, where I live, I'm halfway up a mountain. I've always lived kind of in the mountains. When I've lived in Canada, I'm halfway up a mountain. So 10 minutes down from me, there's lots of civilization. There's a mall like Westfield, like a huge mall with every single shop you would ever want, but 10 minutes up from me north, there's nothing. Like I looked on a GPS satellite, there's absolutely nothing to the north of me for hundreds, thousands of miles. Just nothing, because it's Rocky Mountain. It's not hospitable. Like there's logging roads and dirt roads, but there's literally nothing. So there's so much space. You're walking down the sidewalk, the pavement, and there's just so much space between you and other people, and you don't see that many people, and even driving you have so much space. It's not crowded. So if you want to have some peace of mind and have some relaxation, Vancouver is the place to do that, because the space just gives you so much inner peace. Not only is there space in nature, there's space in inside as well. For instance, my apartment is a 1-bedroom. It's about maybe 1,400 square feet. It's huge, loads of space. And it's like half the size of what you would get in Europe for double the price, because we have so much space, so we build bigger houses. There's lots of development because there's so much space. So it's nice, it's relaxing. Number five, and I think Vancouver is unique to this as a Canadian city, really quite health conscious and have a healthy lifestyle. I don't know what's happened, but I think it's similar to LA. I haven't actually lived in LA, so I don't know. But you know, the kind of reputation LA has is it's very healthy. It's a bit vain. Vancouver is a little bit like that. There's really a lot of healthy restaurants. There's a big healthy movement. A lot of healthy foods, and I think people just live a bit of a healthier lifestyle here because there is so much activities going on. You know, you grow up in a really sporty kind of setting, so I think most people are naturally more sporty and it's a healthier lifestyle. So, um, if you're wanting to be inspired, then come to Vancouver, visit Vancouver. There you see it in people. You see like healthy, fit people around, and that inspires you to be fit. Like people are really gorgeous here because they're so healthy. Number 6. This kind of has to go back to number 4, but there's like big trucks and big vehicles, and you can go like ATVing out like that's like a four-wheeler. You can go out, you can go mountain biking, and there's all these like big truck and big vehicles that you can take out like for camping. I don't actually own a truck, you know, it's bad for the environment, but you big vehicles, big trucks, you want to get out and get dirty. Vancouver's the place to be. Really, Canada's the place to be if you like that. Number 7. There's jobs here. They might not be the young, cool, like professional hip jobs that people around my age want, but there is jobs because we have so much space. You know, we have so much development, and we have a port, so we have you know, like shipping and receiving with all these boats coming in. You know, there's always development. There's always construction jobs here. We're always building things. There is jobs here. They might not be like what you get with your arts degree kind of jobs, but there is jobs, and I found it a lot easier. I don't know if this has to do with I'm actually Canadian, finding a job here. You know, it was no problem. And some friends that I know that have lived overseas and come back, you know, they find jobs. The only tricky part is if you've been a professionally trained something in another country and you come here, we have really high standards you have to meet, like the Canadian standards. You have to write a test. So like if you're a lawyer somewhere else or a medical professional, we have high standards. You have to meet those before you can practice your profession here. But there is jobs. So if you're looking for a job or you're a young person, I would recommend coming to Vancouver. Number 8. You know, the climate is decent here in Vancouver. Most people, when they think of Canada, they think, oh, really cold, lots of snow. And for a lot of places in Canada, that's true. But Vancouver rarely gets snow. And when it does get snow, it melts. We're kind of in a rainforest, not a tropical rainforest, but in a rainforest. So it's really, really mild conditions. It doesn't really get below 0 here. It's really nice. Like it's a really nice climate compared to other parts of the world. Now, because it is a rainforest, you are going to get rain. But I would rather have rain than really cold conditions. So it's really nice weather most of the time. Number 9. Not only is it nice weather conditions, it's nice living conditions here. Because there's always new development and new construction, you know, you get newer kind of houses to live in. I just find like the standards are a bit higher than other places that I've lived. Like just for instance, my kitchen. Let me show you my kitchen. So I don't know, that's the washing machine. And then like you know, your standard sink, but like there's a dishwasher. Dishwashers are really standard. You know, big electric stove, big fridge. Like, you know, it's not bawling like, you know, a granite kitchen, but it's really higher standards of living. And it's cheaper too. Like, you know, this suite is a 1-bedroom. It has an office, you know, has a living room, this kitchen, and you know, it's like $900, which is like £500. It's really cheap. It's nice living condition. It's nice. So if you want to live somewhere a bit higher quality, get a bit more bang for your buck, Vancouver is the place to be compared to the rest of the world. I'm sure Vancouverites and other Canadians will say, oh, it's so expensive, it's so expensive. But compared to other parts of the world, like, you know, Hong Kong, Japan, London, you know, other places in Europe, it's really reasonable here and you get a lot for your money. Number 10 is it's beautiful on a clear day. You can see the stars and it's, you know, it's surrounded by mountains and it's so clear and it's outstanding. You know, seeing the stars here is just, it has to do with number 1, like the most beautiful nature. So that's really nice. Number 11, the bonus one, is dogs. So if you are a dog person, Vancouver is a place for you because everybody's out walking their dog, being all fit. And I have a dog. I'll show you my dog. There he is. That's Bear. So if you're into dogs and animals, this is definitely the place for you. So those are kind of my top reasons why you should consider living or moving or visiting here. The next video I want to do is either going to be on Paris or it'll be on Turkey. So what do you guys think I should do? Paris, France, or Turkey? And I went all over Turkey, so it'll be Turkey as a whole. What do you think? Thank you for watching.